Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I am checking things out, making sure things are good. Um, it's been a great day today, right? And we only have today to see and to do what it is that we're called to do, right? And let's see. I wanted to read a couple of jokes and see what you think about them. All right, let's see. We'll start off with something a little simple. Start off with the first one I got. Yeah, I think y'all heard some of these before. Um, After an unsuccessful harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music? Because he had done a ton of sick beats. What do you think about that? Did I read that well? Did I not read that so well? Like what? It just wasn't a bad joke. All right. All right. The next one is I only seem to get sick on weekdays. I must have a weekend immune system. Weekend immune system. All right. For those that like dad jokes or don't like dad jokes, I think they're hilarious, even though they may be corny, because they're interesting to me. Working on some, new merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, hats. Um, the channel is growing. Um, People are reaching out and appreciating the brand or whatever, and I appreciate you all for appreciating it. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about is kind of like a reflection of my week, my day, which I typically do, right? Uh, is this journey, man? It's just I think it's gonna always be to a degree draining on me, to a degree because of how dope my Jenny was. She was a very special lady. She was an intellectual. Um, she was just an intellectual giant. She studied intellectuals, right? And so I would say that I'm an intellectual, to a degree, because I enjoy knowledge. I enjoy learning. I enjoy getting things done, or understanding things from a thought perspective. Like I like thinking. I like thinking. And so she was a person that challenged me on a lot of things and being able to know what to do and what to say. And I had to make sure when I came to her that my ducks were in a row in explaining things to her, even though I knew this is the direction that we were going to go in. Right. Uh, she also was something that I found was pretty cool. I knew this. Now, don't get me wrong. I knew this that she loved me considerably. I knew that in the way that she cared for me. Even up until the day that she passed, she was always concerned about my health more so than hers. And one of the things that she would do, one of the things that she would do, whenever she would leave the house, she would before she came back, she would always ask me, "Did I need anything?" Right? Did I need anything? I was like, "No, babe, I'm good." Or I may have needed something, and she got it for me. Come to find out today, speaking to or yesterday, speaking to my sister-in-law. Shout out to Shantari. I was speaking to her. I said, "Well, man, yesterday I had a moment. I had a great day, all day. I got things accomplished, and I was super excited about the day." Because I got things accomplished. Then around 7 something last night, I was talking to my son, and my daughter was on the phone because I was trying to find my what's crazy. I was trying to find my wallet, and I'm yelling at the kids like, "Listen, I know y'all not looking, I know y'all not looking at the house or whatever. And there's like, we don't see it where you're asking us to look. And end up finding out that it was in my chest pocket of my hoodie, right? And so and so I apologize to them for yelling at them. And then I said to Gianna, I said, is there anything that you need before I come home? And man, that rocked me. That rocked me because that's what Jen would always say. She would always say, what do you need? I'm on my way home. Right. And I started just having an emotional outburst. And during this emotional outburst, you know, um, my son, I'm gonna get to Shantari in a minute. My son, he says, listen, that mommy's in a place where she deserves to be with her creator, the one who gave her to you. She's in a much better place than down here. He's 10. He says this to me, and I'm like dumbfounded. And so then the next day, then even though I'm dumbfounded, I'm still crying. And I called on one of my homies, Mr. Rick V. Shout out to Rick, good friend of mine. And I was telling him about what Joshua had just said, and I was still crying and just like, man, I know that he's saying what he's saying. It makes sense, right? But it doesn't make me feel better, even in understanding that truth. And so that's what it. And so I was like very emotional from like 7:30 to about 8, even though the rest of the day was incredible for me. Meaning, dropping, getting people to where they need to get to, having a day to myself, going shopping, accomplishing, some of the goals that I set for myself, trying to build the brand, trying to do some real estate investing, and things of that nature. So then I talked to Shantari the next day, and I said, listen, I was emotional because of things that I said, what I just told you all. And she said, oh yeah, I already knew that. I said, what do you mean? I was like, how do you know that Jen would tell me, excuse me, how did you know that Jen would tell me that, or call me and tell me that she's on her way, and I wanted to see what if you need anything. She said, oh, because she would do that all the time. She would get off the phone with me. She would get off the phone with me to say that, I need to tell Elijah that I'm on the way and see if he needs anything. And man, that's the type of chick that I had, that she was concerned about me and what I needed, on a regular basis. So, talking to you about what was going on for the other parts of the week, there was positive things that happened. Me cooking with my daughter, man, I'm gonna have to take off this hat because it feels weird as I'm talking and my eyebrows raised and stuff like that. Monday, I cooked dinner with my oldest daughter, and that was really cool because I got to cook dinner with her, got to talk to her, and at the same time, I'm learning something that I'm very uncomfortable with because I haven't done it in such a long time, right? I had done, I cooked the previous time, and so because I cooked the previous time, I was more comfortable this time, and but I got to talk to her. And we ate dinner, and the food was really good. Shout out to every plate from Christy Ramirez gave me that gift, gave us that gift. And so the food was good. The kids loved the food, and so that made me happy. And so kind of the things that I talk about, like the day in the life of a widower parent. That means that I am a single dad who has lost his spouse, right? And it's challenging even saying that I lost her, right? It's a challenge to say that my wife has passed away, that my wife is dead. Those things are very emotional to me, but I understand that's the reality, right? So that was Monday. Tuesday, I'm on the Lapeef Network, King Talk. Shout out to JR, who has given me the opportunity to be a part of that. Yeah. We're going to pray, baby. Okay. I'll pray in a minute. And so that was Jordy. She said we didn't pray. We pray every night before they go to bed, then tuck them in. And so she wants to, she wants to make sure she does that. She remembers everything we need to do. Everything we need to do when it's time for her to go to bed. Literally everything. And so, but nevertheless, so I am so on Tuesday we had the, King Talk. That was awesome. I enjoy that. I look forward to that every week. And I told JR I appreciate him for allowing me to be a part, because it was our favorite show. And then to get to meet him and to know him and see how of a dope dude that he is, I really appreciate him and the platform and the people on the platform that I get to break bread with every Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I got to be interviewed by a lady named Caffeinated Cooper on her show, and got to talk all things Humble Dad. And that was really, really exciting, because somebody interviewed me based on what they saw on a different platform. And I was like, okay, this is something. And on that same day, I had a shipment of Humble Dad gear come in, and I'll be sharing. It's a link. And if you're on YouTube, it's a link. You can go look at some of those things and order some of those things if you will. I'm working on the website to make it look a lot better than the website that currently exists. And it was just going so well. And then Thursday comes and it does what it does, and then I have a hard time. And then today, but I finished, I would say I finished the day strong, if you will. The evening, I was able to, still think about her and go to bed. Oh, Tuesday, had high blood, had crazy high blood pressure, and so I had to get that under wraps, and but and what they said was, the doctor said it was like, it must be some stress that's going on, which is very plausible, given the circumstances that are going on. And then I'm trying to raise kids, and then I'm trying to do my business, whether it's real estate or with Humble Dad, the Humble Dad business. And so I've always had a lot going on, but I had my road dog, Jenny. I had her, to do the minutia of things, and all I had to do was worry about being a provider and a protector, and a father and a husband. Those were the things that I was able to just focus in on. And now I don't have that, and so, I would say I don't have her to come alongside me and help me with that, And today, in the life of Humble Dad, I dropped off my daughter, G, dropped her off at homeschooling. It's a homeschooling co-op, if you will, and she enjoys going. Found out that she's doing really, really good. I mean, I knew that she would, do well, because she's a very intellectual person. And we was teaching her how to make friends and not to be so timid in making friends, and to embrace the opportunity to make friends anytime that you can. And so they was like, hopefully she can come back next year. I'm like, listen, it's a money thing. If the money is there, then she'll be there, right? And then also I'm going into putting my daughter, the youngest one, in a place where she can be, so she can have some, a place to learn and kind of be out of my way, so to speak, because I need to be teaching my sons, because I'm still homeschooling them and building them up, and without having to put a lot of energy into the youngest. And then I have time to also work my business, right? And so where I am now today is, well, that was a part of my day. So so I also was able to, take care of some administrative things. Went also took my kids to lunch and got some hot wings for those that care. We went to Wingstop and they was able to see um, they was able to get some wings for the first time from Wingstop. We had never got those for them before. Joshua didn't eat. Ethan ate one. He said, "I knew I was only gonna eat one." I was like, "Dude, why you had to say eat? Why order 15?" And so I ordered 15. Yada yada yada. And then somebody spilled drink. Jordana spilled drink on the floor. Of course, I'm not embarrassed, but it's just very bothersome to have to try to pick it up. But I didn't. They said they would pick it up, right? And we go to then we go to pick up Gianna from school, and and they needed to use the restroom, so everybody got to get out the car to go use the restroom, which is not taxing, but it would be much easier if they didn't have to go to the restroom. I just got Gianna and we can just go, right? Because now Jordana is throwing a fit when we get out of the church where Gianna was. She's throwing a fit. So I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Okay, do I discipline her, or do I say, you know what, I'm just gonna leave you here, right? And so that's why I tell her, I said, listen, I'm just gonna leave you here. Then that was a whole thing. That was a whole drama scene where she was like, I'm just gonna yell and scream to the top of my lungs, because when I told her I'm just gonna leave you here, she's like, no, no, and I'm like, oh, jeez, what am I gonna do with this? And so I had to get her calmed down, to tuck her in to the seat. Oh no, matter of fact, that was in the morning. That happened in the morning. In the afternoon, she was fine. That tantrum thing happened in the morning. So then we got Gianna. I said, Gianna, what do you need? She said, because she was going somewhere. And I said, well, okay, let's go get those things. Get into Walmart and start getting things that way more than what it was that I had planned to get. Right? I don't know if you do that you have the list to get stuff and then you go and get more than you have to get. And that's been one of the challenges that I've had, is not making out a list and making out a budget to get these things that I need to get to. Jen was the individual that was, she was the one that was out there looking to see, and doing all these things about getting things ready, right? She was getting things ready. I'm like, so I would prepare the budget, right, and she would go ahead and execute the budget. Now I'm having to do both, and I'm not used to the executing of the budget, and so that's been a challenge for me. So hopefully, I can keep me accountable on making sure that I stay true to my budget. And so nevertheless, um, we get to the house, and I'm just relaxing a little bit and trying to get prepared to take G to where she needs to go. Then I started working in my room, in my office, on trying to get the t-shirts and stuff and the hats together because of the website that's going to be coming later. And that was refreshing because I was doing something that I enjoyed, even though I wasn't getting paid to do it. Then my homie Rick came over and he was like, "Hey, bro, I need that camo hat." I was like, I don't know. I buckled and said, "Okay, cool." So he got the camo hat, took a picture of it. He's, he rocking it, and gave him the shirt, then had somebody come over to look at, one of a project that I'm trying to work on with my house. And my kids were in different places in the house playing their games, and Jordana was down for a rest. And so 6 o'clock comes. Who comes in my room? The oldest. That, what time it is. We got to be there at a certain time. I thought you didn't know what time we need to be there. Oh, I thought it was 6. No, it's not. It's not that. And I said, interesting how you remember all of this to go where you need to get to because of your excitement. I get it. But why can't you do this on other times? For the most part, she's pretty good though. And she says, and then she walks out. So that's my day, man. There's always something going on, obviously. And there's not a day goes by that I don't think about Jen, and that I don't bring up something, or one of my kids brings up something. Hello, how's it going? I'm sorry, I think I didn't pronounce it. Ine, how are you? And and so it was like, I don't understand how these waves of emotions, they come and they go. Like, I have a really good day with smiles, and then in the same day I can have frowns, and then dealing with the kids, I'm having to make sure that they're okay, and they're always seeming to be okay. They're always seeming to be okay. And for me, I'm like, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do with my emotions other than to let them go and be what they are going to be. And I let my kids know how I'm feeling. And I just sometimes feel less of a man because I'm being very emotional at times. But then I got to realize I'm in pain. And that's what it looks like to be in pain. And and it's not always. But that's why I put the pictures up there, on the thumbnail. I have somebody happy, and I have somebody that's really in a grieving moment. That it is like that on a day-to-day basis for me. What's up, Mr. Alexander? Appreciate you tuning in. And so, it's I take her to, so then I take her to what she needs to get to. Right. I get there. I forget that everybody knows who I am. It's not, I'm not trying to say that is a, crazy. I'm not trying to be like arrogant when I say that. It's just that a lot of people know me where I was at. And I forgot that people are going to want to talk to me because they haven't seen me, and they care about me, and they're thinking about me. They're praying for me. And I didn't prepare myself to have conversations with people. But I'm a talker, right? So since I'm a talker, it wasn't a big deal. But I just was, I'm glad that I was in a solid mood though, as opposed to saying, you know what, Gianna, just go ahead and go in there. I'll drop you off. I wanted to make sure she got in and that she was good. You know what I'm saying? And so, so it was good. Miss Christie, what you say? You say, I think I am on myself. Yeah. On the feelings part, and your kids understand more than you think. They have proven to show you they love, 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 love every part of you. Look at you trying to make me emotional again. They do. They do. They've always loved that, and they show it even more grace to me. They show me a lot of grace. Show me a lot of grace. I try to make sure that I'm not ever in a yelling mode. Even today, when they didn't do something that I asked them to do, they didn't. I would tell them that I didn't like it. Like, I wouldn't yell at them. I would just communicate to them in a way uh, that they can understand. And I think that's been the most helpful thing for me, starting the Humble Dad podcast. In understanding what other dads go through, even though it wasn't a loss of a spouse, but just understanding how to communicate with your kid. And so I'm just being consistent in what I was doing prior to Jen passing. And now more, I'm letting them see, I'm letting them hear, and letting them know what's going on with me. And I don't hide my emotions from my kids at all. I even tell them, today Daddy's not having a good day. I just really need you all's help in taking care of Jordana and making sure that you get your work done. Or I would say, please just take care of Jordana. You can do your work later. I just really need to sit in the bed and just think about what's going on with me, or just be in the space that I'm in, right? And they are some of the dopest people I've ever been around. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that I communicate that to them. And matter of fact, I'll make sure that I do that I communicate to them that they are some of the dopest people I've ever been around, and how they show grace to me on a daily basis. And so even today, Gianna, she gave me one of the biggest hugs she's ever given me today, when she was going to be leaving to go on her trip. And, I understood that she wanted to go, but she was going to be thinking about me. And so I told her, her leader, one of her leaders, I said, listen, I want her to have fun. I don't want her to worry about daddy. I want her to think about herself and have fun. That's what I want. And her leader is a very good leader. You know, shout out to the Vaughns, that man, part of my circle, part of my team. Um, you know, it's appreciative to have a circle like this. You know, just by the way, for those people that are not math people, there's no perfect circle in real life. That's the whole point of pi, the 3.14. All right. And the numbers continue and they never end, they never repeat. That's because there is no such thing as a perfect circle. And so the people inside your circle are not perfect, but they're perfect for you, right? If you chose well. In my circle, I didn't choose. They chose me because of my wife and how dope she was as an individual. And my wife raised our kids to be. I mean, I had something to do with it, but um, she had the most time with them. You know, she had the most time with them, and and so that's one of the days of the life in the life of a widower parent. You know, and I just take it day to day. You know, day to day, moment to moment, and then when the storm hits or the wave hits, I gotta fold up, or I gotta embrace it. You know, I just live with what it is that the card that I've been dealt. You know, and and I pray that this is inspiring people to understand that life is a vapor for real. You know, if I could go back, you know, I think about the things that I would have done more of. One of those things is I would have danced with my wife more. You know, another thing is that I wouldn't have been so concerned with finances as I was, and so stringent and so tight on it. You know, that I couldn't do more things. But that's the thing, right? We don't know when we're going, and so it's kind of challenging to think about how the money, how you're gonna do without money, or how you're gonna do with money, and things of that nature. But I'm so glad, and I'll continue to say that the last 18 months of my marriage was incredible. You did. Like it was a marriage that me and Jen loved and longed for and was excited about, that we had achieved it, and we was in each other's face more times than not, talking about life, you know, talking about what we're gonna do with the kids, what we're gonna do for our anniversary. And so y'all pray for me, you know, because March 10th is gonna be a hard day for me, because that would have been our 15th year anniversary. We was gonna go on a cruise. She didn't know that, but I was going to be surprising her with trying to get a cruise done, you know, and also pray for me as I finish up on my dissertation, which is done, but just waiting on them to say you're ready to defend. That's going to be a hard day as well, because you know she was the backbone of things. Well, I don't know, say backbone, but she was an incredible helpmate. Is what I'm saying. A dope teammate. Uh, she was my Scotty Pippen, Jordan or Shaq and Kobe, whoever you want to use duos. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, that was my day, man. And I hope you learned something from what it is that I've said. Hopefully, you can share this with someone else. Please make sure you go over to YouTube and click the like button. I mean, you can do that right now, like real talk. Like it's not going to take you long to just go over on YouTube and just click the like button, because the more you like this video, the more people will be able to see it based on how the algorithm works, and then share it. You dig? My bad, my phone's ringing. You know, I apologize. What would you say, Ali? You say, I can see your pain, bro, and I admire your perseverance. I've been getting back on track with God. Let's go. And you and your fam have truly been in my prayers. That's what's up, homie. Listen, I need a verse too. When you get your life right, get that verse in too. Some bars. Absolutely, man. You're welcome. Mr. Adam Brown. My goal is to be a vessel of the gospel And like I was writing in a journal or writing somewhere, or maybe on a thumbnail, I can't remember, or in the description. If this is for no, if she died at this stage in life for nothing, this really sucks. It sucks anyway, right? But I would want to, I would want to have her be remembered in an incredible way. I would want her to I want people to know who she was, and I want people to know who God is. And He sent me her. And one day, again, I'll tell you about how we met. It just had to be a God thing. Just had to be a God thing. Because I wasn't looking for a wife, and He sent me one. It took 5 years though, for me to, I guess about 3 or 4 years to realize that she was the one. So without belaboring, what's going on, just be expecting some things in the future. Sorry, my phone's going off. Some things in the future, such as I'm gonna be working to put together a humble dad workshop. It's gonna be a hands-on workshop. I'm trying to do it, sometime this year, within the next few months. Got the humble dad website coming with the merchandise, and also about to finish up on this dissertation and be, Dr. Elijah E. Glenn on them boys. And I told my kids, I said, listen, y'all gonna have to call me Dr. Dad. There's like, no, Dad, that's not gonna happen. I said, okay, well, I'm not answering to anything else, and y'all not gonna be able to get nothing if you don't call me that. So that's what I told them, but that's probably not gonna be the case. I'm not gonna really care. I'm just gonna be glad that I finished. And my lady was not here to see it, but she was one of the reasons why I did it. So please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Dr. I told him, I said, I sound like a superhero, don't I? They was like, no. I said, Dr. Strange, though. What about Dr. Strange? Yeah, that's different. I said, all right, cool. So, thank y'all for tuning in, and those that tuned in live, those that will tune in later. I really appreciate you for rocking with me. And so until next time, we out here. Deuces.